is Nina Hayden.
And this is Avis Carter.
We are FashAZON TV. Today on set, we have George Brown, reaching for the star. Hey, George,
Hi,
how are you?
Hey, Avis. Hey, Nina.
Hi.
I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you so much for having us. You know, rumor has it on the street that you are reaching for the star. Tell me, how are you reaching? How high can you go?
I'm reaching for the stars and I'm shooting for the moon because I think that you can't take life for granted. You have to seize the opportunity that God gives us every day. And I think that I'm doing that by my multitude of outlets through my artistic expression and my business acumen as well, I'd like to say.
Nice. And you know, even when we think about your upbringing, who inspires you in your family?
Yeah, so I definitely say my mom and my dad because my mom, she has that dedication. She's always just been there for me and always been there around me and always just been there to guide me through everything. And then my dad, he's the model of consistency. He's gone to work all the time. And I mean that's something I look up to.
Well, that's great,
I
George.
want to be that family. Yeah.
To have both parents there being role models for you. That's us.
And even when you think about role models and consistency, I like the fact that you said in so many words that consistency is so important. And so can you tell me, when you wake up in the morning, what is your daily regimen?
So my daily regimen is to wake up and eat a bowl of cereal. I mean, a lot of people will think that's funny, this kid saying eat a bowl of cereal in the morning. But a lot of people don't eat breakfast, and that breakfast is a great start to a nutritious day.
So are you surreal?
Am I surreal?
Cereal? Surreal?
Oh, cereal. Oh,
that's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I'm for real. Yeah, I'm for real about my cereal.
And what type of cereal do you like?
I like Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, but I also like those really sugary ones. So the cookies ones and Lucky Charms. When I'm feeling really energetic or something like that, I'll go for the sugary ones.
Okay, I used to love the Captain Crunch. That was my favorite.
And the Captain Crunch were good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's your morning. And what do you do next?
Then I move on. I usually listen to music a lot. You guys saw me on the set with the headphones. I'll be wearing those headphones. I'll work out. I'll usually go on with just creating and just talking to my friends, talking to people acquaintances, just sort of picking out the vibe and just going through my day and going through the motions of the day, so that way I can get a better understanding of what I want to do that day and what I want to accomplish.
Okay, so you talked about accomplishments. And so can you tell me what goals do you have?
Yeah, so recently I've been linking up with this music group, and I've actually been trying to set up an internship with them, and I'm probably gonna do an internship with them to manage artists and stuff like that. So that's a Vanguard music group. So it's a big deal for me. It's a big deal, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then also I've got my clothing brand coming up. I mean, that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Cloud9. There's so much self-expression to be had in clothes. Everybody knows that you reflect who you are with what you wear. So,
Oh, that's powerful. You reflect who you are and what you wear.
Yeah.
And so, even thinking about who you are and what you wear, who you are and what you eat. Are you Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah, I'm Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs all the way.
That's funny.
So, George, what type of brands, what type of apparel can we expect to see?
So I'm expecting to do some sort of streetwear stuff, but also loungewear. So stuff that you can take it anywhere and it'll be suitable to the environment because it's just going to be nice material with nice designs and sort of a laid back vibe. So it's not going to be very intense or anything like that. A lot of streetwear is intense these days. There's a lot of multifaceted designs to it, but like I want to do stuff that's like relaxing. Like you look at it and you just relax. Like I think everybody needs to calm
Cool.
down a little, and that's where my brand is going in the direction.
Okay, and so with the fashion market as it stands, one would say fashion is not where it once was, just because instead of someone putting on a nice jacket, they are grabbing their sweatsuits. And so did your view on fashion change?
So really, my view of fashion comes from the perspective of a consumer, like a lifelong consumer. Like
Yes.
I never made fashion like until I got connected with these people who like create fashion, and like they have all these machines and materials, and they're just like, oh, like, you know, we're ready to go, like if you want this. And I was just like, this is exactly what I want. This is like, I'm going to dedicate part of my life to this. Like this is going to be a huge part of my life, and I'm going to really make it a success, and I'm going to bring like happiness to people, because my clothes aren't going to be like anything that has like anything negative to do with it. It's always just going to
Yes.
be positive.
Right. So will it target all age groups or which age?
Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing a little bit more of like an adult themed group, but then I'm gonna definitely branch out into the kids wear when I become more successful, I'd say, because the more capital I have, the more access um, to raw resources I'll have, and then I'll be able to fit it more for kids, and then I'll be able to do something that will make a kid really happy. Like, I mean, that's what I'm really thinking about, is like I can do something for a kid today, but it wouldn't be as good, and it wouldn't mean as much to the kid if I just hauled off and waited like 5 years.
And even when you talk about successful, you know, even to come through COVID and still moving forward, you are successful.
Yes,
And
you are.
so don't take that for granted, because you said that you live today like there's no tomorrow. And so
Yeah.
life is good, and I love to see what you're doing. And so we're going to have to stay in contact, because I want to see your brand move forward. And so when you're talking about little girls, how would you dress them?
So a little girl, like, it's up to the little girl. Like if I would be the guy who would have like a little product in the store. Like that would be probably like, say, like Komodo dragon jumpsuit for like
Oh,
little
nice.
girls and boys.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's where my mind's at. And then I would just have that be there as an option, because like when I was growing up, I didn't see those in the stores. Like there was never
Yes.
anything that really spoke to me, like how I speak to, like, I guess it's like the inner creative in me, where it's like I see so much in my head that I'm just like, it gets my mind racing. Like I'm just ready to do this, and I'm like
Yes.
jumping at the heels to do it.
Right. So do you see a need more for like you say comfy clothes?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think the comfy clothes market is just like, I mean, right now, I'll be honest, I think it's a little bland. Like I think it could use some little regeneration.
You said it. Did you say bland?
Yeah.
Nice. And so I know your company is called Style Advance. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah.
Where'd you
so
start?
I started when somebody was just like, okay, we need somebody to manage the social media. So I was just like, okay, you know, like I have social media experience, and that's where I started. And Style Advance is heading up from there. But there's actually something going on right now with the naming of the company. So I'm not sure if I should be throwing around Style Advance like as a name, because
Okay.
apparently there are trademark issues or something with lawyers and stuff like that. So I'm sort of
wow.
holding off on the Style Advance branding right now.
Okay. And so even when I think about your titles, your brands, your genre,
Yeah.
one said you said you reach for the stars. And then you said your new brand that you're going to create is called Cloud9. And so
Yes.
tell me about the universe that you live in. Where do you see it going, and what do you want to do with it?
Yeah, so like, I mean, I say Cloud9 all the time, because like my head's always in the clouds. I'm always thinking about stuff in like a really picturesque way, and like the best way possible, because like I know I can make that vision true. So like I have to work on the vision. I have to work towards the dream. And that's really what it's all about. Like it's like the grind doesn't stop. Like it's a 24/7 hustle. Like you have to be like committing like yourself to this. And that's what I'm prepared to do, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I am doing. So I'm a man of action.
That's great. And you have such great confidence in yourself, which is a plus. So you're on the right track already. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Nina.
Yes, and your head in the cloud, which makes me think of the water cycle. What happens when it rains? When it storms?
The clouds and like the rain droplets, like they precipitate and everything.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. But I want to know what happens when things don't go right. That type of rain.
Oh,
that
yeah,
type
there's
of
a
storm.
thunderstorm. Yeah, the thunderstorm.
Yeah. The thunderstorm. Yes, with the boat. What happens to it?
They strike down. Like there's a lot of energy involved, and like a lot of energy transferred through like friction in the clouds and all the bustling particles.
Okay. And so if you've had trouble in your life, how do you get back up again?
I mean, like if say it's like a sort of knockdown situation, I get right back up. Like I don't spend time on the ground. Like I don't got time for it.
Do you know that song, We Fall Down, but we get up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that song. Right.
So your dreams and aspirations are on set. You are consistent. And so everybody is not perfect. So where do you go from here? How do you want people to get in touch with you?
I want people to hit me up on Instagram, and I want people to hit me up on Instagram, and we'll take it from there, because I've got a decent amount of followers, but like it's not like I can't respond to everybody. Like I know that I'm within my means to take the time to respond to anybody who hits me up, because honestly, I'm that kid that sends the DMs to people. Like I'm the kid that sends the DMs to designers, whatever it is, like trying to get my foot in the door. Like I am that kid, so I identify with whoever is trying to do that or who wants to do that. It's just like, I see a lot of myself in whoever will want to contact me, so I have the utmost respect for the audience and the people out there.
Right, and even with consistency, I thank you for being consistent, because a lot of kids are so young. So one more time, will you tell me, how do we get in touch with you?
Instagram, LaFallegio. I'll spell it out for you guys.
Please.
LaFallegio. LaFallegio. /Fallegio. However you want to pronunciate it. It's all good.
I bet you get that all the time.
Wow.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, George.
Remember, we're FashAZON. We can change the fabric of our journey with one stitch and one step at a time.
Bye, George. Bye.
Welcome. I am Avis Carter. I am your glam accessory stylist. I am the producer of FashAZON. FashAZON showcases up-and-coming designers and phenomenal stylists from around the world. Nina Hayden is my co-producer, and today we have a very special guest for you. Her name is Camilla Flynn. Camilla is a brand and ambassador. She is also an entrepreneur, and she is so fabulous. Will the real Camilla Flynn please stand up?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, so good to see you.
Hi.
You have all of those titles. Please tell us what you do and what you are fabulous at.
Oh my gosh, I love that introduction. So I'm a brand ambassador, I'm an influencer, I'm an author, and I also sell beautiful and fabulous fur coats for a living. And I'm a motivational speaker, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
And so, motivational speaker, since we're here today talking about all that you do, what would you like to share with us about your brand and what you do?
What I would like to share about my brand is that it's all about making women feel beautiful. No matter the size, no matter the shape, no matter the color, I just want women to be their best self. And that's what I'll say my brand encompasses.
And could you tell us the name of your brand, please, and what does it stand for?
It's Flynn Style, as a matter of fact. So Flynn Style, I guess it stands for the everyday woman.
And so, even with that, when I think about fur, Camilla, I think about how you wear it in the winter and then you put it in the freezer or the vault.
The
And
vault.
how do you tie that into your life where you have to put things away?
Okay.
What does that mean when it comes to my furs, putting them away?
Yes, and then your life. Some things we have to put away, right?
That's true. That is true. Well, as far as the furs, I do put them in a vault that's sanitized, and we keep it at a certain temperature to make sure the furs don't ever dry out, because you always want to take care of something you invest that much in. You want to take care of them because they can last over 30 years. That's something that you can pass down from generation to generation. So I'm always, a fanatic when it comes to ladies in furs. I have ladies that come into the store. They get a chance to play dress up for a little while and just have fun and be like kids again. So that's what I enjoy about that. Now, the other part you said, are we unpacking about other stuff that I put in storage?
Yes, we want to know.
Ma'am.
Let's see what else I put in storage. That might be a whole nother show. Other things I put in storage.
Tell us.
Do tell. Just give
Yeah.
us one item, something that you've taken out and you says, you know what, this is not the right time.
Are we talking about clothing or people?
You can go whichever way you want. How about
Right.
both?
Right.
Well, now if I put them in storage, I probably won't go back to get those if I put them in storage on ice.
Well,
However, things are seasonal sometimes in your life, sometimes,
Yeah.
and when their season is over, it's like, okay, like, I'm so glad we had this time together, and you just kind of like weather that along. So, yeah.
girl, you are so fabulous. Okay, I like the way you laid it down. And so, even with
Thank you.
people that you have worked with the none other, the only Oprah Winfrey. Tell us about that.
Can I tell you, it was life-changing for me and almost breathtaking at the same time when I had the opportunity to meet her. So what's unique about that is she and I share a mutual friend. And after the show was over, Miss Winfrey was getting on the elevator and I just kind of yelled, because I'm a firm believer in sometimes you only got that one shot, make it count. And I literally yelled to her. I was like, Miss Winfrey, you and I have the same friend. We have a mutual friend together. And she just stopped the elevator. She's like, who? And I told the person's name. And she said, wait a minute, what's your name? And so I told her my name. And then after that, she said, okay, Camilla Flynn, I'll remember that. She got on the elevator and she went down on the private elevator they took her down on. And then I went on another one. And soon as we went downstairs, we both had the opportunity to meet again. But it was absolutely life-changing to talk to Miss Winfrey and how she poured into me. Like, that was just something I'll hold on to forever. I'll never forget that moment.
And so, even when you talk about, I said, Oprah Winfrey, you're like Miss Winfrey. So she must have had a huge impact in your life for you to address her. And you know her personally as Miss Winfrey, but you know her personally. Can you let us end on how she changed your life? You said it was a change.
She did. One thing about it, she talked, I'll just say she poured in. I won't even say she talked to me, but
Okay.
her main focus, and I've kind of taken on her mantra, is about being your best self. What are those things that you want to pursue in life? Go after it with everything that you've got. Don't let anything get in your way. Don't stop. Because a lot of times in life happens. People
Yes.
go through breakups, they go through divorces, you go through life, loss, and all of these things. But even in the midst of all of that, never give up on what it is that you love doing and never lose sight of yourself. So I held on to that. Hmm.
Powerful. And so, with COVID, a lot of people have gained weight, right? So I want
Yes.
to know, Miss Camilla, does your weight make you wait?
Listen, it doesn't make me wait, but I will tell you this COVID situation, a year of quarantine, I packed on about 16 pounds. Okay. And what I realized is even in the midst of COVID and eating the wrong snacks and Doritos, and we like the grilled cheese sandwiches, right? We'll talk about that later. But in the midst of the COVID, it gave me the opportunity to sit and reflect and create, whereas I would not normally have that time. So being shut down and closed in for a while, it just allowed my creativity to open up that much more. So I didn't let the weight make me wait. I kept going. I kept pursuing things. Now, it did require me to have more Zoom meetings as opposed to flying this place and flying that place to meet people in person. But it just allowed me to expand on my creativity. So I did enjoy it in that sense, not letting my mental wait. But now, the physical is like an everyday journey for me. So I work on that now, trying to eat better, exercise, get to moving a lot more, because there was a time when my weight did make me wait. If I auditioned for a role for a film, plus size wasn't always in style. It was not always in style. So what I decided to do, since it wasn't in style, I said, I'll just create my own lane. And that's what I did. I became an advocate for plus size women. And I said, hey, honey, let's flatter what matters. Because I feel like people are beautiful in all shapes, all sizes, all colors, and that's what I did. And I embraced it, and I just kicked the door down and created my own avenue.
Yeah, and she's beautiful at doing that. Her fashions is showstopper. Very good.
Thank you.
And so tell us what's going on in your world today. I know that somebody is following you around for something. What is somebody following you around for?
Oh, I don't know. Could be a possible show over the horizon, The Real Camilla Flynn.
Yeah.
And what that is, it encompasses things that I love, things that are near and dear to me, to the city of Savannah, because, Savannah is my home and it's a beautiful place. So things that I love, like my favorite flowers, musical artists, people that are artists that draw as well as sing, different food. Like I love all different types of cuisine. So my show will encompass that, as well as little history notes, like In Plain Sight, things that people don't normally know about. We know about some history, but there are some things that people come to Savannah just to hear about. They come to hear about the ghosts and the goblins of the city, the haunted parts. But there's so much more to the fabulous city of Savannah. And I want to encompass some of those things in my show that people can get a bird's eye view.
And so that's fabulous. And so when I think about you and people following you around, are they following you around to learn about your book, to interview you, or just to see how Camilla Flynn lives?
I think it's a combination of both. A lot of people follow me around just to be inspired. I've had people from all over the globe reach out to me. You would be absolutely surprised. You never know who's watching you when you're on social media. Like there's a time where not everybody will click like or click love or give you hearts, but in fact, they're actually following you closer than you think. I had a lady to reach out to me, and she told me, she said, I look forward to every day coming on social media and seeing your post. She said, because one particular post that you posted on social media saved my life. She told me that she contemplated suicide. And I was like, wow. So, you just never know. Your words have power. And, sometimes when I'm posting, it's really to help empower myself, but it's also impacting other lives. And I just didn't realize to what great length that I empower people and have helped save people. I had no idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. God be the glory. That is powerful. Yeah. So please keep doing what you do, because you know that you are changing people's lives. And so tell us a little bit more about you. If I was a fly on the wall, what would I see your daily
goals are? How do you get up in the morning? How do you move forward each day?
Well, early in the morning, I start off with something positive. I'm all about watching motivational videos. I journal first thing in the morning. I pray, first of all. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm like, thank you. It's like a pop-up. Thank you. First thing in the morning. But I always start the first 15 minutes of my day with prayer and a motivational video to really get me revved up and getting going, because I believe in pouring something positive in first thing when you wake up.
Yes.
And so who inspires you?
Well, Oprah Winfrey, of course. I listen to a lot of Joel Osteen. I'm a huge fan of Joel Osteen's. And my mother inspires me as well. Every day, she is like a champion in my eyes. She inspires me at 84. Like, she's a trooper. Like, every morning my mother wakes up and it's a good morning. She almost sings. Like, you remember Mary Poppins when we were kids?
Yes.
My mother every morning without coffee. So, I inspire to be more like that, like just good morning. And that helps me. So that's who inspires. Those three people really, really inspire me.
You are a breath of fresh air. How do people get in touch with you?
Well, they can follow me also on social media. On Instagram, it's I Am Flynn Style. On Facebook, it's Camilla Flynn Style Flynn. And my website is www.camilla-flynn.com.
Will you repeat that one more time?
www.comia-flynn, FLYNN.com. And on Instagram, I Am Flynn Style.
Well, Camille, it's been a pleasure having you and an honor on with Avis and I, and thank you so much for joining us.
We can change the fabric of our journey with one scripture, one stitch, and one step at a time. We are FashAZON, always zealous to overcome negativity. Bye-bye.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.